Hi, I'm John. I'm going to talk about how our digital content can be more accessible and inclusive. And in this first video, we're going to discuss writing for readability. People read differently on a screen than they do on paper. When reading text online, we tend to skim read more than actively read. As children, we quickly learn to read common words, and as children grow towards the age of 9, they start reading faster as they reduce the amount of active reading they do. They stop reading each word and start recognizing letter patterns and, to some extent, word shapes. Your school teachers probably told you that good stories should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Structure and order can play a big part in making your content more readable and accessible. Chunking is breaking up your content into organized, digestible parts, grouping it to make it easier for readers to understand and remember. It helps people to process content and enables easy skim reading, which is what we tend to do when reading online. Long bodies of text are easy to get lost in or tired of. Chunking our content avoids being met with walls of text, which can appear intimidating or time-consuming. Here are a few tips around structure. Keep paragraphs short and start a new paragraph each time you want to make a new point. Headings. Use clear, descriptive headings to break up long bodies of text and group related paragraphs together. Headings can help readers to grasp the main points without reading the whole thing. Use lists effectively for the steps in a process, for example, but don't make them too long. Psychologists say to aim for a maximum of around 7 points. Fonts. Use clear typefaces. Some fonts are better for readability on screen than others. Some are much easier for dyslexic people to read. It's important to be able to easily differentiate between character forms called glyphs, especially for characters that are similar, like a lowercase l, a capital I, or the number 1, for example. Stick to sans serif fonts for body text if possible. There's loads more guidance online if you search for accessible typography. Text size. Between the ages of 40 and 50, eyesight begins to deteriorate. Being able to read without glasses by the time you hit 60 is rare. Ideally, 16 pixels or equivalent is a good place to start for body text, particularly for text-heavy web pages. Use short line lengths wherever possible. Aim for between 7 and 10 words, or around 80 characters per line. This can help people with various types of disability. Typographic rhythm is mostly about spacing to create text that flows well for legibility and readability. That's letter spacing or tracking, word spacing, and for readability, it's more about the flow and hierarchy of bodies of text. There are recommendations here around these things that we should be aware of. These listed here are from the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Avoid using blocks of justified text when working with digital documents. That's where the text has a straight edge on the left and the right. Justified text can create poor visual rhythm that makes it very difficult to read for some people, and it's very easy to switch to the wrong line whilst reading. This may affect people with dyslexia or cognitive disabilities. Justified text can also be problematic for people with low vision who use screen magnification software. On the other side of that, justified text can be used really well in printed material to help guide the eye across columns of text. Writing style. Aim for short sentences. Longer sentences can present a problem to people who have difficulty reading. Experts recommend keeping sentences between 20 and 25 words. Consider breaking longer sentences into 2. Use simple words and plain language wherever possible, avoiding difficult words or jargon. Words with fewer syllables are better because they are easier and quicker to read. Put the most important information first. We call this front loading. It makes it easier for people to scan and absorb information more quickly. This is particularly useful for titles and headings, but also in bodies of text. Make 1 point per paragraph. Make your main point first and then explain it, and prefer to write in an active voice to a passive voice. Every sentence has a subject and a verb. John wrote some words. Some words were written. You'll find that one is more engaging to the reader and flows better. So aim for the active voice. There are some really great apps out there that help you analyse your writing to assess its reading level. A really great app for doing this is Hemingway, but there are others out there, readable.com and Data Eye's Readability Analyzer. And these can really help you work out how readable your text is. Okay, some quick checks that you can do. Can you quickly understand the main points of the content you've written? Does the content feel too busy? Okay, so good structure and style makes your writing more readable and accessible. Aim for simple, clear, concise and consistent. In the next video, we're going to discuss writing for inclusion. Thanks for watching.